Hey, good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Hey, this is Gregory Wilds coming live to you from Houston, Texas with this inspirational morning walk. For first-time listeners, I just get some exercise in the mornings and I share my thoughts with you guys, whatever I'm inspired to talk about. But some mornings when I do have things to do, I can't get that walk in, but like today, uh, still working, so I'm gonna take some time out and come and share this little word. Man, I apologize. On Wednesday, I was in an appointment there, and I didn't get out on time to get on my regular time, and I was just so busy after. And I don't hate to just come and rush and do anything. I want to make sure anything I'm doing it properly, and I'm giving it a 100% focus. So yes, we're talking about these fasts. We're talking about the end of year fast, guys. We're talking about the end of year fast, so we can get the breakthroughs we need for the new year, guys. I know we're making these resolutions. Michael McKenna, good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? How are you doing today? I hope it's a great day, man. Yes, Tessa, cuz good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? How are you doing today? Yes, guys. So we're talking about the end of year fast, guys, which I would encourage people to do. I did it, like I said, for the last 3 years. I've been doing it, man. The results is phenomenal. Cause like what I'm saying, you are, like I said, the enemy have plans for you, just like how God has His plans for you. The enemy plans to you is to throw you off a God plan, which will you would not get the benefits that God designed for you to get. And that's all you're interested in, because if you're not doing what God asks you to do, you'll be miserable, you'll be frustrated, you're not going to be happy, even if it look like you're making progress financially, but it comes with a lot of stress and all kind of stuff. So we want to set the stage for the new year and shut down the plan the enemy have for our lives in that new year, right? God give us the time here and measure it by years. So, a new year is coming. We want to make sure we get all that God has designed for us in that year, right? So a great way to do that, when I got this revelation and I start doing it, I can tell you I see changes in my life for the new year. Because like I said, you're going to come up against challenges within those time, but if you got the backup you need, it's going to be so much easier, so much stress free. So I'll share a video on Wednesday, but I'll kind of recap it a little bit quickly, because and I want to explain with the fast and what it does, man. If you go back in the Bible and you see all of these great people who wanted this supernatural encounter, who wanted answers from God, they went to a fast and God showed up and answered them. Remember in Daniel went on his fast, the 21 days fast, and God sent that angel to bring the message for him. But what I want you to understand, while the angel was coming and bring the message, we might take that and look at it on Monday. But while the angel was bringing the message for him, the demonic prince of Persia withheld him for 21 days, right, guys? So this is the things that can go on when you fasting. Things can be going on, might be on the surface. It's not appear to be nothing going on, but there's a lot going on in the spiritual realm. There was a whole battle going on in the spiritual realm that Daniel was not aware of, and why it started because of Daniel's fast. So you may not think, oh, nothing is going on physically, but a lot is going on spiritually. That's where the real fight is, right? That's where the real fight is. So let's go through this here quickly. Let's go through here. Look at Matthew 9:14 through 15, right? There's a discussion about fasting. So one day the disciples of John the Baptist came to Jesus and asked him, "Why don't your disciples fast like we do and the Pharisees do?" Jesus replied, Do the wedding guests mourn while celebrating with the groom? Of course not. But someday the groom will be taken away from them and they will fast. So Jesus is saying, that time when they're saying why his disciples wasn't fasting, he said, fasting, you going to God, seeking God help through me. I'm right here with them. They didn't need to fast to get my attention. I'm right here with them. And then what he's saying, why you use this parable, if a wedding guest mourn while the groom is there, he's saying fasting is like when you say you're mourning, right? You're mourning, you're going in, you're humbling yourself. He's saying there's not time to be humbling yourself and mourning. There's a wedding going on, man. You'd be supposed to be celebrating. The groom is here with you. You'd be supposed to be celebrating, right? But when the groom is gone, They will fast. So you expect us to fast. He expect us to fast, right? So it's not if and a buts. As a believer, you're supposed to be fasting. And let me give you a secret. This is a biblical principle. So the people on the dark side, they also fast to get extra powers from their demonic gods, right? So there's a biblical principle, right? So let's look at a true fast, the way you should fast, what a true fast looks like. And I want to say something. When you go through all this protocol and you do the fast the right way, don't coming out of it saying, man, well, I hope God answer my prayers for the new year because I struggled this year and don't come out saying I hope and, because I'm dealing with this for a long time. I just hope. No, don't hope. Remember, that's why I was telling people on the last few sessions I did, I was talking about look at these scriptures as laws and not just the scriptures and obey them, because when you do that now, it's a lot of tongue. A lot of tongues. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. You got to speak life over the situation. You got to go positive now. You do it the right way, you can get the result. You don't have to hope and wish and pray no more. You doing it the right way. You got to be confident. You got to let the law of expectation kick in now. And this is going to happen, right? It's just like you on a job or the people who drive in and you get stopped and the police give you a ticket wrongfully and you didn't break the law. You're going to court confidently. You're not just going to pay the ticket. You're going to court and fight your case. Because why? I know I didn't break this law. And I got proof that going to the judge and prove my case. And you're going confidently to the judge and say, Judge, he gave me a ticket for running the red light, but there was an emergency vehicle that was behind me and I had to make way. So I just had to jump the light and get emergency vehicle up way to pass. That's the law. Are you going confidently right? The judge look at it. But same way, after you finish this stuff properly, you did your fast, you got to go to say with the same confidence, knowing that I'm going to get my victory, I'm going to get my breakthroughs. Just like in your job, to your supervisor or your boss try to fire you wrongfully or write you up wrongfully, you going with confidence with the company rule book. Look, they fire me after one time. I didn't get my 3 warnings, and you're going to fight your case confidently, right? So the same way I want you to approach this stuff with confidence, right? So let's look at the way to do this fasting properly, quickly. Let's look at Isaiah 58, right? And that's why when you're going into a fast, you got to clear your heart of all the bitterness. You can't have no unforgiveness and all of that, because God is not going to hear you. That's the next law, right? God saying if you don't have the unforgiveness, I'm not going to hear you. So all of these laws, that's why I want people to look at these scriptures as laws, and we obey them and we can get a breakthrough. So Isaiah 58 saying here, shout it aloud, do not hold back, raise your voice like a trumpet, declare to my people their rebellion, and to the descendants of Jacob their sins. For day after day they seek me out, they seems eager to know my ways, is God telling Isaiah. Talk to these Israelites, man. Talk to them, right? They're trying to seek me out. And the seems eager to know my ways. The seem eager to know my ways. As if they were a nation that does what is right and has not forsaken the commandments of God. They're saying the seems like they're trying to put on this show, like they're doing all this so good and they ain't got no sin, right? They ask me for just decisions and seem eager for God to come near them. You see, keep using this word, they seem, because they're not doing things right. And they want to put on this show, but they're not doing it right. It seems like they need God to come near them. It seems like they need Him to answer the questions and give them just decisions. Why have we fasted? This is what the Israelites saying. No, because they're not getting the results they want. Remember God saying this seems like all of this. So they're fasting and they're not getting the results. So now they're asking this question. Why have we fasted, they say, and you have not seen it? They're saying, God, we fasting and you ain't seen it. Why have we humbled ourselves and you not notice? Remember we saying fasting is self-humbling, you humbling yourself before the Lord. They're saying, God, we fasting and you ain't seeing this and you noticing this when we humble ourselves before you. What's going on? But remember what God was saying before, this seems eager, this seems like they ain't got no sins. They're doing, so let's see. Yet on the day of your fasting, you do as you please and exploit all your workers. That is what Isaiah telling them now. This is what God tell Isaiah for tell them. On your day of fasting, you do as you please and exploit all your workers. So God saying, you can't want fasting to me and then you're doing all the wickedness. That's why he's saying y'all seems like y'all eager for me to come to near you, but you're not following my laws. Because if you're following my laws would never have you exploiting your workers. Especially on your day, anytime is wrong, but you coming to me and you're fasting and you're still the same breath, you're exploiting your workers. Your fasting ending quarreling and strife. You can't fasting and you're quarreling and you're fighting other people and doing all of this stuff and you got this unforgiveness and you hate this person. And he's saying, no, you don't do that. You don't do that. Your fast ends in quarreling and strife and in striking each other with wicked fists. You cannot fast as you do today. Isaiah said, y'all cannot fast the way you're doing this. All this wickedness you're doing. That's why God is not going to hear you. Then you wonder why God is not hearing you and why you're saying he's not seeing you and why he's not noticing you when you claim you're humbling yourself. You're not humbling yourself to God by doing these things. You're not humbling yourself, so he's not going to hear you, right? And you cannot, let me read that over. That is Isaiah 58:4. You fast end in quarreling and strife and in striking each other with wicked fists. You cannot fast as you do today and expect your voice to be heard on high. You cannot do it. He's not going to hear you. Is this the kind of fast I've chosen only a day for people to humble themselves? He's saying the fast is not just for you to starve yourself. It's not just for you to just starve yourself and say, I ain't eating, right? It is not only for bowing one head like a reed and for lying in sackcloth. And actually said not only for you to put on the show and you look in samba and you say you're humbling yourself to God. He said that's not the only part. That's not the only that's not only how you do it, right? Is this what you call a fast, a day acceptable to the Lord? You can't just say you're not eating and you're fighting and you're robbing people and you got this malice and he's saying that's not a day acceptable to the Lord. That's not how you do it. That's not acceptable to him. So no matter if you starve yourself, he's not going to hear you, right? But here we're saying you do. It's not the kind of fast I've chosen to loosen the chains of injustice. Guys, this is what is the spiritual things that keeping you back from getting your breakthroughs. This is not physical chains. Loose the chains of injustice. We're talking all spiritual here. Compton Douglas, good morning. Brenda Ballers, good morning. Jillian, Big Sis, good morning. This is all spiritual. This is the things that keeping you back. Remember Paul saying, set not your eyes on the things that are seen, right? So is this to loose the chains of injustice and untie the cords of the yoke to set the oppressed free? This is what oppressing us spiritually. Remember what he's saying. Our fight is not against flesh and blood, but against those principalities and all of those things. That's what Paul was telling us. So this is what a genuine fast is going to do. It's going to loose those chains of injustice and untie the cords of the yoke to set the oppressed free, right? So this is all spiritual things that keeping us back that we cannot see through those generational curses, through breaking the laws and all that. This is the stuff that we cannot see why we cannot get those New Year's resolution. Every time you do it, you go right back to doing the same thing that you're trying to come out from because this is the things that are holding us back spiritually that you can't see. And break every yoke. It is not to share your food with the hungry and to provide the poor wandering with shelter. So you're saying the fast, the food that you're not going to be eating on that day of the fast, try to share it with somebody. Try to give the food that you're not going to eat to somebody. Feed the hungry on that day like I used to do when I can't, get an opportunity to do that, like the supermarket. You make a donation to somewhere, the supermarket, especially on Christmas time now, all these pantries looking for food and the supermarkets got these stuff you could, donate and then they put aside some items and they give it to the food banks and all that kind of stuff. The food you're not eating, let someone else eat it, right? That's what it's saying. It's not to share your food with the hungry and to provide the poor wandering with shelter. When you see the naked to clothe them, saying help people. And not what the Israelites was doing. They were exploiting the workers on the day of the fast when they should be helping people. You see, that's why God ain't hearing them. They was exploiting people, and God saying, help people, feed the hungry, clothe people, help people to get shelter. Don't exploit them. Help people on that time. Man, and I can tell you, I'll tell you guys this before. Many times when I'm on fast, almost 95% of the times when I'm on fast, people out of the woodworks just call you for borrow something, to some help in some way. And you got to recognize that's a part of the genuine fast is. What God is doing, he's giving you the opportunity to partake in a genuine fast. But you might miss the opportunity and say, this lazy skinned man, and asking me, why you don't go get a job? God saying, no, it's not about him. This is about you. I'm giving you an opportunity to make your fast a genuine fast. This is not about the other person. This is about you. You help them. I think, son, you must clothe the naked, provide shelter, feed your food, share your food with the hungry. He said it's not about the other person. He said I just putting them in your path to give you an opportunity to make your fast a genuine fast, so you can meet the qualifications, so I can untie those heavy burdens and break those chains that is holding you back spiritually, right? But a lot of times we look at it on the physical and look at that person as lazy and I'm not going to give you anything and you should go and get a job and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. All that's good and true, but let God deal with them. If he put them in your path to make this fast genuine, he's trying to help you, right? And here we're going to happen, right? And he said, and do not turn away from your own flesh and blood, because sometimes this is family members going to come in and ask you for this kind of help, right? Do not turn away from your own flesh and blood. Let me read the back so you get the full gist of it. Is it not to share your food with the hungry and to provide the poor wandering with shelter? When you see the naked, to clothe them, and not to turn away from your own flesh and blood. This is scripture. And here what's going to happen when you do this genuinely, when you do all these things. You don't eat the food, you're getting off the food, or if you do decide not to drink water too, that's an option. And you don't eat the food, you don't drink the water, you're sharing your food, you're being kind to people, you're helping people, right? This is what's going to happen. This is going to be results of your fast. Then your light will break forth like the dawn, and your healing will quickly appear. Then your light will break forth like the dawn. Your light will break forth. You know, when the sun coming up, how the nice sunset and the boom, and when the sun come up, how the day is just filled with light. How the place is just filled with light. He's saying that's what's going to happen. And then your healing will quickly appear. Your healing will quickly appear. So whatever you're dealing with, you will get your healing will quickly appear. He said quickly appear. Then your righteousness will go before you. Then people going to start seeing you in a different light, because you're going to be led by a different spirit. Instead of driven by the spirit of the darkness of anger and malice and exploitation and all that, people can see you in a different light. Your righteousness will go before you. Before people see you, they see a righteous person. Before you even open your mouth. Because you can be led by a different spirit. You can have a different appearance. And the glory of the Lord will be your rear guard. The glory of the Lord will be your rear guard, man. Then you will call. Here we're going to happen. Then you will call and the Lord will answer. You will call and the Lord will answer your cry for help. You will cry for help, and he will say, here I am, my humble servant. You did this genuine fast. Here I am. What do you want me to do for you? What do you want? Then he's going to hear you guys, right? So that's why I'm stressed in. You want your light to shine forth in the new year. You want your healing to appear quickly. You want your righteousness to go before you, and the glory of the Lord to be your rear guard. When you call to God for help, he's going to say, here I am. You want that. That's why I'm promoting this genuine fast. And I'm trying to teach people how to do it the right way. Because lots of time you can fast for weight loss purposes, you can fast for medical purposes. All of that are benefits of a fast. But as Christians, just imagine you get the spiritual aspect of this, all of this healing that can appear, and all of this righteousness, and then you get all the other benefits of it, the weight loss, the whatever little. Because one time I hear a guy saying he was sick. I can't remember what sick he had, and he said the doctors tell him the only cure for it, you need to like pretty much fast for 3 days, no food, no water for 3 days, and that was the cure for his sickness. So you will be curing so much of stuff in your body that the enemy was trying to bring for you health-wise. But with this fast, you would shut that down and he wouldn't even have a chance. It wouldn't even have a chance to get to you. You don't even really know all what's going on, right? But so this fast got a lot of benefits, man. I'm promoting this end of year fast, guys, right? I'm promoting it, right? But here what you say here quickly. I know I want to go on too long. Right, he said, when you fast, do not look somber as the hypocrites do. For they disfigure their faces to show others they are fasting. He said, don't look like you're fasting, man. Don't look like for people, right? Truly, I tell you, you have received your reward in full. Because if you do that, if you just want everybody to know you're fasting, you look like you're pulling down your field, oh, I ain't eating 3 days, and everybody like, oh yeah, this man is full of God. Yeah, no. He's saying you get your reward already. You don't need more reward from me because you're doing that for get reward from man. So every time somebody say, yeah, this man is full of God and he's fasting and he's this, that's your reward. You get it already. Man, give it to you. Boom. Don't come to me for nothing. He said, but when you fast, put oil on your head and wash your face, so that it will not appear obvious to others that you are fasting, but only to your Father, who is unseen, and your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you, right? He's saying, no, don't. Like I said the last time I went through this. Many days I come before you, I'm on a fast. Many days, I went on the first day, second day, third day, whatever day on my fast. Well, I ain't come looking like I'm sick and looking dreary. For people to say, Gregory, what's happened to you? You look so down today. And I say, oh, yes, because I'm on a fast, I didn't eat in 3 days. No. No, man. He's saying, don't do that, right? Don't do that, right? So we're going to go through a little bit more on Monday. I'm going to walk you through this again. I know I did this about like early in the year, but I want to refresh people or new people who listening to this, the importance of fasting, and you can set you get your new year aligned the way God wants to align. Because he said many plans in a man's heart, but in the end, his will gonna prevail, and you want his will to prevail. Once his will prevail, that's what we're doing this end of year fast for, aligning the whole new year with his plan to ensure we get his plan for us for next year. All right, guys? Because the enemy can always try to come and throw you off of the plan. And all he wants to do is shift you off of God's plan, and then his job is done. You don't got no peace and no joy. Right? All right, guys, I'm going to leave that there, but have a great, great weekend, and we'll talk again and continue this on Monday. Set aside some time, how much ever you can do, whether it's only a 12 hours, whether it's a 24 hours, whether it's 2 days, whether it's 3 days, whether you got 5 days, whatever the God lead you to do, but do some type of fast, and we'll go through some more on Monday and walk you through this, and we can all be great and achieve all those New Year's